Woohoo! Hello, hello. How's it going, everybody? Well, I thought I would just jump on here. Let me just organize a few things here. Wow, it's been a while since I've done a live from my desk, from the studios, live from Brisbane. Actually, I'm pre-recording this because I need to listen back on it to see if it still works okay. Well, the difficulties I have faced. Well, first of all, my computer, I use it obviously every day when at home. I watch most of my stuff on there. I download everything. I'm always watching. I'm always doing something. And it had a bit of a crash, which, it's not uncommon. I think your PCs and laptops are really only lasting, under 5 years these days, depending on how much money you spend. And even if you buy or make an expensive one, it can still fuck up on you after a few years. Well, I've always built my own PCs for the last probably, 10, 15 years. It's not really that much to it. You really put a little bit of research in, know what you're looking for. Anyway, so I started looking into building a new PC, and then I saw these nice fancy fans that you can get, with controllers and all that sort of stuff. And I some of the equipment I have is still okay to use. It's a little bit old. I didn't probably want to spend. I could have spent whatever, but I just don't want to spend $2,000 on parts. So I just kind of purpose stuff. Brought some more stuff and brought some cheap stuff off marketplace as well, just for parts, and ended up with basically three PCs on my floor here, all in various stages. Then I decided to anyway. I did build one. I actually did post. Actually, where did I? Oh, I might have been in my Discord. I don't know if I. Sorry if there's noise. I'll have to see if there's noise. I got my air conditioner on. It's cutting in and out. Main thing is I want to see whether this microphone, everything still works. I've got the pro microphone and all that sort of shit. So I want to see if it still works okay. And before I did an actual live, because I was thinking of doing a live, having a chat with somebody I know about the state of YouTube and all that sort of stuff. I'm sorry I haven't been around very much, guys, and I shouldn't be eating while I'm streaming, right? But I kind of it really. Do you remember I did a live stream years ago and I called it. I made the title of something like YouTube is Bizarro World. Well, it hasn't changed. It's incredible. Um, I thought it was kind of out of control before, so I didn't want to really be that invested in it, and so I didn't. So I stepped away, and and no offense to really anybody, but that I just wasn't healthy. Went through a few changes myself with my job and health and stuff like that. So it was just something I didn't need to do, didn't need to worry about. But anyway, I'm setting up this new PC, right? And I have all these weird problems. Weird problems. Too many to explain. But one of them was I was all excited about like seeing whether StreamYard's, because I had StreamYard's changed a little bit, so I wanted to test it out. And so I've always used Chrome. I install Chrome. So Windows puts on Edge or whatever, and I don't use Edge. I use Chrome. I used to use Firefox, and I migrated across to Chrome. Got everything into Chrome and just got used to Chrome. Well, when I went in to set up a live and go into the studio and all that jazz, I got no microphone. Just didn't work, and tried everything, and I mean everything, to get this microphone working in Chrome. All the Chrome permissions were there. The Chrome can see my microphone. The only thing that can't see my microphone is fucking StreamYards. So I ended up going, actually, to be honest, I fluked the like a helpline thing on StreamYards. They're fucking brilliant. He ran me through all these situations, which most I had already done. And then he said to me, can you try a different browser? So I went into Edge, did exactly the same thing. Didn't work in Edge either. Didn't work in Edge, didn't work in Chrome. So then I installed Firefox. Guess what? Works perfectly fine in Firefox. So I'm on Firefox now doing this live, or doing this pre-recorded live. So that was like, just, I don't know, I still haven't worked out why it's not working in Chrome. I figured, fuck, I'll just have Firefox when I want to do a live, I guess. I can work around it. I've got multiple screens, so it's not really a problem. Anyway, so I got the PC working, and then I couldn't get into the BIOS, and just all these little crazy things. So I've ordered some new parts because I'm not happy with the fan that I've got on there, and I need that fan for another computer. So I've ordered a few more parts, and then I've decided to build a second PC into a media library, and I'm investigating how to do that. It's basically just repurpose it. You can repurpose an old PC into a media library. It's not hard. It's just working out the system to run, and I want to get it. Like, I don't need to really share it on my home network because my mother's not interested in watching anything that I have on all my fucking hard drives. So I'm just basically doing it for myself, to have all my hard drives, rather than put it into a bay, which I was going to consider, and then just wiring out with a switch and then having it turn on when I want to move stuff. Because what I generally do is I just download a lot of stuff, like say TV series and that you want to keep, like Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, or something like that, and like Deadliest Catch, and like stuff that's like, it's quite a long, big files, and I want to keep them. And I've got like friggin', I don't know, about 7 or 8 hard drives, which are the SATA ones, and then I've got like half a dozen of the SSDs or whatever. And I've got a docking station, so I can put it just in a docking station each time. But back in the day, I had a hard drive, and I had all this old stuff from my old community in it that was like fucking gold. Like, people would just laugh if they saw it. Well, because I have to handle the hard drives, one day I dropped one. I dropped this hard drive. Like, I just fumbled it, and it fell onto the floor. I don't know if it was a hard floor or a carpet. It was in my other place before I sold my other house. And it never worked again. Couldn't repair it. So I think I tried to recover, but it just I think the heads were out of alignment or something like that. So it was fucked. So I lost it all. So ever since then, I have had some close calls with hard drives, like being on my desk and being stacked up and falling over. They don't like being handled. Like, that's why you screw them into fucking computers. So yeah, I'm trying to come up with just making my own media server basically, and I'll hook it up like to my PC, and then I'll control it through web interface on my PC. So I'm still learning about it. I'll use FreeNAS or something like that. There's multiple programs you can use, but I'm going to try to learn how to do that. So yeah. So once I check this out, I think I'll be fine to go as long as the microphone and the volumes and all that sound good. Windows was giving me a little bit of grief. Updated stuff. Still haven't got the USB 3s on the front panel working properly. There seems to be a problem with those. And the transfer between SSDs on my computer is a little bit slow, so I need to work out whether I'm using the right port. So I still got a little bit of stuff to work out. But anyway, today is Sunday evening here in Queensland. It's the 30th of April. So let me tell you a little bit about. So I left my steady, 8 to 4 type job that I was there for 9.5 years. Lovely place, but unfortunately, the owners, one owner had retired some years early, and the other owner eventually kind of like sold out to the other owner, and basically they brought a guy on, and it basically went to hell and went to shit, and personality clashes, and the people started to leave. They play games to make people leave, the usual kind of office politics that goes on all around the world. I understand it. Some people are just purely in it for themselves and don't give a rat's ass about other people, even if they're good at their job. It's just they want what they want. They're building their own little empires, and so be it. So I left. I left. Had a little break and had a little problem with my health, and had a little bout of depression. I've had depression twice in 10 years. I'm not really complaining, and it's only mild depression, and if treated fairly quickly by my doctor, which it was, I only dealt with it for I don't know, probably about 3 months. Probably took me to deal with it, and I'm pretty good now. And then I started 2 part-time jobs. I decided that I didn't want to work as much, right? But I was frustrated because I still had a little bit of personal debt, that if you have debt, you have to work to pay your debts off. So that was a bit of a problem. So I started to work these 2 part-time jobs, right? And I had a little bit more free time, which was great. But unfortunately, like one day I had to work like 15 or 16 hours. So basically I leave home at like 7:30 in the morning, and I didn't get home till 11:30 at night. And the benefit of that was that I had Thursday off, and then I worked Thursday evening, and then I didn't work Fridays. So I had like 3-day weekends. So there was benefit there, but it wasn't good. I find it a shock to me, and my body wasn't cooperating. In my mind, I felt fine about it, but the old body wasn't cooperating. So what my body did was it gave me plantar fasciitis. Is it fasciitis or something? Fasciitis in both feet. And I never ever had it before, and I've still got it now, but I don't know. I've researched it, and I've seen a podiatrist, and I've got new shoes or orthotics, all that sort of stuff, but it's still not going away. I'm still playing soccer with it because I feel that soccer will only stretch my feet in different ways that can only help. So Unfortunately, I don't feel confident though with my feet with soccer. I seem to have lost some of my timing. But long days certainly don't help my feet. Um, by the end of the day, the end of the Wednesdays, I was just leaning over. I was crouching over. I was done. And if I take 3 Nurofen, I can get through, but I don't want to be doing that all the time. So what I did recently was the one of my part-time jobs said to me, Darren, we need you more. Like, please come and work for us. We value you. You know, it's like it's a family business, and they're absolutely beautiful people. So I had that in. I said, okay, let me just think about this and see what I can make work out. And I didn't want to lose all my free time and go back to basically working 5 days a week. I didn't really want to do that. So in the meantime, what I did was I refinanced all my debt into the house. And now I have zero, I mean zero, 0.0 debt other than my house. So I don't need to work as much because I don't have any debt, but I still have the house. So what I did was I gave up my first part-time job, which I was only doing 2 shifts a week, by the way. I was only doing like Wednesday and Thursday afternoons/evenings. But it was topping up, that money would top up the fact that I was only working 3 days at the other job. So I was still theoretically doing 5 shifts, if you want to call it a week, which is full time, but I was doubling up on Wednesdays to free up more time. But what I found was when I worked long Wednesdays, like 15, 16 hours, I was sleeping the whole of fucking Thursday anyway and not doing anything, getting up at midday and then having to go back to work at 3:30. So Thursday wasn't even counting as a day off. It wasn't until after I finished Thursday where I've got 3-day weekend, beautiful. Soccer Friday night, whole weekend, do whatever I want, beautiful. But I've done it for a while and doesn't really feel like I've got that much time. So what I did was I resigned from my first job, I went back to casual on my first job. So I may get shifts there if they need me every now and then. Reluctantly, met so many great people there. It's like a public place. I'm obviously not going to go into detail, but it's like a public place, so I met so many people coming through, the people that work there, not doing what I was doing, but just work there. So good. Met so many beautiful girls working there and stuff like that. It was good. It was sad when I told everybody, the last 2 weeks I've been telling them, hey, I'm only got a couple of shifts left, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it was a little bit sad, but I mean, it's only fucking 10 minutes away from me, 10, 15 minutes away from me. So I can pop in there anytime I want, be in a public place. I can pop in there anytime I want and see who I want. I know who's not working on what shifts, so it's easy for me to keep in touch with them, and I'll pop in there because if I want to go down the freeway, it's just basically right there. So, okay. And then my other job though, so I negotiated a 9-day fortnight because I don't need to work. So I got every second Friday off. So I can still do doctors, meds, checkups, fucking appointments, feet, whatever. And Friday, being every second Friday, it's great too because it's like a long weekend. So, soccer Friday nights, most Friday nights, not every Friday night. I'm not playing every single week, but most weeks I do. So, all right. So I've been babbling on for a little while. So I wanted to test the PC because I upgraded the processor. It's still not Windows 11 compatible. I seem to just have that one step down from where it needs to be, which is probably why the chip was cheap, because I brought an i7 3.4, whatever. I can't remember. They're all different names and models and shit. I probably should have researched it a little bit more, but for what I do here at my desk, I mean, fuck, i5, i7, it's fucking plenty, and then a mate said, mate, don't even fucking worry about Windows 11 because apparently it's nothing fancy. So everyone's still running 10 that I've talked to. So I'm just going to stick on the 10 for a while. I don't see the difference. So anyway, I've been babbling on here. Oh, not that long, only 24 minutes. So probably I'm going to start doing maybe some more live. But, you know, what I want to do, I was thinking I've had this format in my mind for a while. And I don't know, it might be boring for people to watch, but I've wanted to like interview different people that I know. And I know I know a lot of people on YouTube, right? You know? So I could, you know, ask them, hey, do an interview with me. The problem is I killed my channel, right? Because like I just don't care. Like I didn't look when I first jumped on when I first came to YouTube across from I guess I basically came to YouTube across from the Kermit and Friends type of community, right? Which I still they still pop into different lives, and I still talk to those guys. But I'm not in any of their Discords, or I don't go into Elisa's streams or anything. I do watch a couple of. Actually, I'll tell you a lie, I did watch one yesterday or something where that guy was. They were doing something in some guy's apartment or something. It was one of her streams. Actually, no, it was a short version of it. Actually, it wasn't the actual live stream. I think it was Leaf Kings or somebody's video or something. I can't remember. But anyway, so it all goes back. I don't know if everyone realized. When I came along, you know, people were like, oh, who's this fucking guy? Like, what's he doing? Because I was on Making Lemonade's channel. I found her channel. And the only reason why I found her channel because she was talking to Jimmer. I knew Jimmer from watching him back in the day when he was doing like Howard Stern TV commentary videos, which were fucking brilliant, but they took him down. And it all stems back from the fact that I was a Howard Stern fan who I stumbled upon when I lived in Sydney after my ex moved back to Melbourne. For some reason, I found Howard. I don't even know how I found Howard Stern, to be honest. Probably something on YouTube or something. I started listening, downloading the shows and stuff. And it was so raw back then, you know. And obviously, Benji went out with Elisa, you know, and then Elisa started doing her own show on that other platform, and I was watching that. That's where I met like Robin and there, and then just stayed in contact and all been on the same social media type stuff, you know. That's how I know them. And then that's where I met Jeff Count, you know, and we stayed friends. Jeff is a wonderful guy, Canadian, and that's how it came about. It just went from one thing to the other. And then, I mean, I met some really good people. I have to admit, I have met some good people. I should be saving some of this conversation for tomorrow with talking to a friend. I'll keep it a surprise because it may not work out, like, because we're in different countries and stuff. So not really sure about that. But if I go ahead, it may not be with a hell of a lot of notice. Plus tomorrow, I want to get up. Oh, I don't even know if I can do it, to be honest, because I'm supposed to go out to my sister's with a trailer load full of pallets that I got from work. So I don't really know if I'm going to have time to even do a live. Certainly not like where the time would match up. That really sucks. Anyway, I'm sure we'll get it done at some point in time, and there's certainly no hurry. I haven't done one for so long. I mean, I've done a couple of drive video lives, I think. Like I did one day and I was waffling it on and I ended up taking it down. I don't know, I didn't like it, like, because like it's so with this, you know, krama / drama. It's krama, right? Actually, no, it's not krama. It's not krama because there's no true crime in it. It's fucking drama. Like sitting in the stands, like, and not even watching lives, maybe just trying to catch up on some replays. That's if they stay up. You know, most of the time, if it gets too hot, people don't even like leave them up. They'll take them down. Anyway, I like listening to like Sam Hill and stuff like that. And but again, Sam sort of like kind of just does this very similar things over and over. You know, with Rev and AOC and friggin' David or whatever his name is, and It's all the regulars that usually hang out there. But I watched the stream today that was really funny. I thought it was funny. It just came up in my feed. It was Brutally Lauren, who is a lovely person. I like. She's real, and I know like from just watching the haters that she has, and the trolls that she gets. It's unbelievable. And, and when I was doing live streams, I didn't even have an audience. Like, if you want to call 50 an audience, and that was only because I used to be in the RDA server back in the day, years ago. And when I went live on the Saturday morning, it was usually America's Friday night. It was sort of like good timing to suit like when Ross and the others used to stream at different times. So it was like my kind of slot type thing, and it fitted in really well. So I used to end up getting like a lot of those guys coming over or whatever. And and I had all the girls on back in the day, Doodle and all that. And even when I was friends with those other girls that I'm not friends with anymore, I guess, we always found stuff to talk about. I did a couple of perlers. That pet live was pretty damn good. I think I did it in 2 parts. I remember when someone had me fucking kicked off or like killed my stream, and I was doing, what was it doing? Like a pet, I think it was one of the pet lives, and they took me down. Like, I have no idea what for. To this day, I still don't even know what that was. I also did remember I did the baby picture live, or the young child like picture. I think it was the baby picture live. That was fucking beautiful. Man, there was some lovely kids, Other than my like little chubby body in the windowsill picture, which I thought was pretty cute. I got to admit that if I'll think back on it now, if that was really Rev's picture that he sent in to me, he won that fucking thing. He actually was the cutest kid. It's hard to admit, isn't it? But yeah, but there was a lot of girls that like were guessing completely wrong. It was a good live. I think it's still up. I might even watch it. One day. But yeah, that's when I was pretty new at the whole shit. So, but anyway, my point is, it was fun, wasn't it? And back in the day, I'm trying, because I see people doing it now. I see people going live, 3 times, 4 times a week that never used to go live. And I'm thinking to myself, I think back when I was into it, but I wanted to take YouTube's money, like, for AdSense or whatever. And I set all that up, and I always thought to myself, you're probably never going to get the watch time. Well, I found a way to manipulate the watch time hours. No, I didn't buy them. There's tricks to do it. You just run your playlist off different browsers on different accounts, and you can just like, your watch hours are done in like a few weeks or something, and then, so getting monetized was for me. Well, I got monetized the first time when I was sharing a lot of stuff that you can't share anymore. Like the Artie Lang stuff. I would search the internet for anything Artie Lang related, because it's a very trending topic at the time, because of the Howard Stern show, obviously. And I was killing it there. I had one video I must have went fucking viral or something. It was like 300,000 views or something, or maybe it was more. I can't remember. And I was making like, $100 or something here and there and all that sort of stuff. And then bang, YouTube changed everything, and bang, oh, your stuff's inappropriate now, or you can't share this sort of stuff anymore, or you can't monetize this sort of stuff anymore, something like that. And I had to take it all down, right? Lost monetization, which is fine. Took all the videos off and started fresh with just put my own stuff up there. Anything I put up there of something else, I don't monetize, but I only monetize like my stuff. I figured, well, stick to the rules, because I see people getting kicked off left, right, and center. I hear people talking about, oh, I lost my monetization, I can't claim for another 30 days or 60 days or whatever, this, that, whatever. And then I see people in the drama community that are doing drama-ish things and getting struck to hell by anyone and everyone that doesn't like them. And it's so easy to do. And I mean, if you're not talking about, like, how do you do drama if you can't talk in that way, and everyone's just like into each other. It's like, wow, just sitting back watching it's quite funny. And I see people that obviously had a channel, or obviously always had a channel. I've seen people just go in a different direction, and I for one would never ever, it's just me, and it's just my personal choices. No offense to anybody else, but me, I would never ever ever take anybody's money from YouTube. I would never accept super chats or donations. I donate money. I used to donate money to different things. Okay, so over my time, I think I've spoken about this once before. You know, when Rostog got monetized, or one of his channels got monetized, I think I donated like $5 or something. But the only person I donate to these days, every maybe a few times a year, maybe every 4 months, to be fair, is Wendy Pack. I'll just throw her $20 every few months, something. I don't care whether she goes and buys Maccas or buys scratchies. I really don't care. She's the only one pretty much that I donate to, because I just don't think it's a fucking job. You know, I really don't think people. I'm hearing people do it as a living, and how can you put your faith in your channel when you could be booted at any time? It's like, just like, you know, you could you could go to sleep and wake up and you don't have a job anymore. You know, like, that's just like, you know, YouTube, it's a sidekick. I mean, unless you're one of those top guys, and I don't even know who those top guys are. Some of them are gamers, I think. It's a complete waste of time, man. If you want to make money, get out and get a job. And anyway, I'm going to save some topics and conversation for tomorrow if I do a live with somebody, just to have a general chat. I'm certainly not, you know, dragging anybody. I don't have an agenda. I don't have dot points. I don't have anything written down. It'll just be like chat. And I'll think about whether I want to do a live every couple of weeks, maybe, and interview somebody, you know. And people who I interview, other people might not have a fucking clue who they are, but I haven't been chatting to very many people. Let's put it that way. And I do pop into Sam Hill's lives. I pop into Agent Mud. He's my brother. He's cool. He's a good dude. And who else do I pop in? Oh, I might pop into a Brutally Lauren if I catch it, but with the time difference, most of the time I just see it on my timeline thingy. So I just watch. Anyway, I watched a funny live. It was Brutally Lauren, right? And she's talking to this guy that's obviously has a problem. I can't remember what he has, but, you know, he's special, some kind of, you know, special needs, or is on the spectrum or whatever. And Wendy just fucking comes in and says, "Hey, Lauren, you fucking cunt," or something. She was like, you know, because they're always like playing with each other, you know, like, and Wendy's funny. I got to go back, right? There was a Howard Stern show on about 3 weeks ago. It's about 3 weeks ago. And I was listening to it, and Wendy was on, right? And then that impersonator came on and did a really good impersonation of Wendy. And this impersonator was saying how Brutally Lauren's her manager, and and Wendy Pack was going right off at this, and they were swearing and carrying on. It was really funny. And I want to clip it. I know I've got the show, but I don't know what show it was. So many shows. I'd have to go through like 20 fucking shows and try to find it, which would be quite a task. But I really want to clip it so that I can show Lauren and Wendy, because it was pretty funny. Because, I mean, not many people probably even heard it. Like, I don't ever know if it was discussed anywhere. When I told Lauren about it, Lauren asked me if I'd clipped it, but I said no. But I'd see if I can probably find it. So anyway, guys, this is my test. So I may just save this and release it. And might do another live tomorrow. It's 10 p.m. here. I'm watching Formula One, which is on mute. And catch us all later. Everybody take care.